The Just In Case Podcast with your hosts, Mike and Mike, driven by passion, defined by quality.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Just In Case Podcast, brought to you by JIC Appliance Care. I am here with my host, Mike.
Hello, hello.
And we have two very special guests today that we're very excited to have in the studio. We have built a fantastic relationship with this company, and we look forward to our business growing with them. And it's been great so far. So thank you guys for coming. We have Kep and Mike. Kep is a support manager with Appliance World, and Mike is a sales consultant with Appliance World. They've both been there approximately 3 years or so. And we're happy to have them on the show. And just so you know, a quick bit about Appliance World. They have two locations in Long Island, New York. One is in Huntington, one is in Oyster Bay, located on New York Avenue and Lexington Avenue. So we're super happy to have them here. And we're looking forward to having an open dialogue in terms of service and sales and just really how to make customers whole.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. We all want to be on the same page in doing that. So welcome to the show, guys. We're so happy to have you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah,
happy to
thank
be
you
here.
for having us.
Anytime, man.
You know, I think I want to kind of get into some of the nitty gritty of before service. So I
Yeah.
think you're perfect for that,
Sales.
right? Let's talk a little bit about sales. We'll open up the show with sales. Give us a little walkthrough on what does sales look like? I mean, are you trying to get are you pulling customers into the store? Are they just walking in? Like, how are we getting customers? How are you closing deals? I want to hear a little bit about that if you could.
It's hard nowadays to close deals, stuff like that.
It's a little bit of a struggle. It's, everyone was a little tight election year. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, to be transparent, our business was booming all year still. Like we're humming. Appliance World, 30 years in business. Word of mouth was really like our way of like contacting people and or people coming into our showroom. We created such a great relationship with the community of Huntington. Like we're like a staple there.
Oh, for sure.
But also we work with so many countless like amazing designers and contractors that are a big referral business of us. And the reason why is like the education that we have on our end, but also how we support and help these designers and contractors with their clients, with specifications, like try to make the appliance aspect of choosing your appliances the easy part for the clients.
Yeah, not so hard.
So a lot of it is walk-ins, a lot of it is referrals, and once they come in, we just show them the Appliance World experience, and it's second to none, really.
I have a question. When customers come in for appliances, do they already know in their head what they want, or do you guys try to like veer them to what's a good appliance or whatever their needs are, specifications?
Yeah, I mean, we do it from the person that, hey, their dishwasher just died, they just need to replace one piece, or it's their dream kitchen that they're trying to make.
Yeah.
A lot of times they'll have either some idea of, depending on the contractor designer, like they'll set them up where like, hey, like we need sizes of this fridge and this range, panel ready dishwasher, stuff like that. And they'll come in with an idea, but a lot of times they're just looking for inspiration. And like if you haven't seen our showroom, which I know you guys have, but the audience out there, if you haven't seen our showroom, it's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Immaculate, beautiful stuff, all the high-end stuff, and also entry level to mid-tier too.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they're coming in and they're really relying upon us to be like their guide, the whole process, like because it's a lot. Like if you go in there just blind, you'll be there for hours and you're more confused than when you walked in.
It's like going to a car dealership. You don't know what to do.
100%. So like we're trained from day one. Like it's 3 or 4 months or so that a new salesman or a new sales consultant like myself will just be in training before they even go into the showroom floor. Because there's so many qualifying questions that you need to really.
A lot of knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. You also have to narrow it down. Because like it may be that appliance manufacturer A and B is great for this client, but terrible for this other client. So it's really that qualifying that we do that's really second to none.
Yeah. You got to go like to some do you go to the manufacturers for training or anything? Really?
Yeah, so like I know you guys work with True a lot. Like I went to the True training last year, incredible in St. Louis.
Really?
We do the Sub-Zero in Wisconsin, Sub-Zero Wolf in Wisconsin. I was at Gen Air in Chicago. EXO and in Jersey. There's a lot of trainings like we really value and like put like such a stress on the education factor because these reps know that like they don't really have to worry about us here. Like they know like we're all on the same team and like these and we owe it to our designers and contractors that and cabinet makers that are referring us because they know like, hey, I'm going to send them to Mike. I'm going to send them to all the guys in Huntington and in Oyster Bay, and they're going to be taken care of because they know, they are the experts or the specialists.
That's what I love about you guys in general. I feel like you are with the customer start to finish.
Yeah.
And to lean into that, Cap, I want you to kind of chime in on this a little bit as a support manager. One thing that I love, and I've told you this before, is that you guys created a bit of like a concierge type of team, which we have a similar piece to our business, and I'll go into that a little bit. But you have basically a customer is having an issue with their appliance. They can just reach out to you guys, and you basically handle it from there. So you're obviously reaching out to the manufacturer. You reach out to us. You schedule it. You follow up. Talk about that a little bit. I'd love to know a little bit more on how you guys came up with that. Is it something new you started to do? A little bit of the details of that.
Yeah, awesome question. So the customer support team at Appliance World was designed for after-sales support. So at Appliance World, we've seen there was a large need for clients after the sale of the appliance, if they have an issue, if they need maintenance, use and care, that, they need a department that would be able to specialize in those needs of the client. Yeah. So as you know, the service end of appliances, it can be difficult for clients, definitely trying to find a trustworthy company to come to their home and do the right thing by them, As we were speaking, before we went live, there was a couple of cases where service had gone out to clients' homes and they weren't trustworthy. Yeah. So our department is there to really kind of help the client navigate that tricky world of service after sales. So you guys have been great where we can, rely on you guys to, give the client proper information. We trust you guys when you guys go to a client's home that you're going to do the right thing by them. And that, that's just falls in line with our values as,
I agree wholeheartedly.
Putting the customer first.
Yeah,
so
that's what we do.
It's huge, Time of sale especially too. Like it's nice to know that we have these teams that we know that are authorized, technicians rely on, like, take care of you. Like it's a game changer.
Yeah. I love that. Just to kind of bring it into perspective in terms of us, we have what we call a customer service liaison in our office. And her name is Samantha. And Samantha's basically her job really, what she does is we have a lot of East End clients, mainly property management companies, estate managers that we deal with. And these guys are managing 6, maybe anywhere from 4 to 8, I would say, ballpark, multi-million-dollar estates.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm talking 30,000 square foot homes, right? So they're busy. They're very busy, especially in peak season. So basically what her job is, she's readily available to speak with them. She can take a call or a text, and we could set up an appointment, get out there and take care of it, right? Yeah. So, I always like to mention, that's something that we pick up the dime on our business. We handle that, but it's to make a better experience for the customer.
I don't think any other companies...
Kind of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an expense that Appliance World is eating up, but it's for the good of the customer.
Exactly.
Yes. So what we found was, we know our clientele very well. We know when they come in there, it's like what Mike was saying. Some of them might be coming there for a dishwasher, or some of them are coming there to build their dream.
A suite.
They've been waiting all their life for that dream kitchen.
Mm-hmm. And, that it's a very stressful, time-consuming process.
And expensive.
Yes, on top of that. 100%. So we understand that after that process is done, and, knock on wood, if you have any issues, the last thing you want to do is be on the phone, calling an 800 number.
Exactly.
Getting past the, to one rep to another. Yeah. And, it's a.
We're all victims of that here. Yes. I guarantee it. I mean, it happens even with us.
Yeah, that was a big thing for our founder too. He, like, the 1-800 number was like, he hates the whole machines and press the dial to go there. Like, it's having the face, like, because we all sell the same stuff, these retailers, but like the difference maker is like, hey, like, I come with this. Like,
you want that
you call
personal
Mike,
touch.
You call Cap, exactly. Like, there's a team that you hit option 2, it's going right to a team. Like, we're gonna take care of you from there.
Yeah.
Like,
one thing I've learned just from our business is people do not mind spending a little bit more of a premium for that service.
100%.
Yes.
And it goes a long way. I've learned this myself, and I've talked about this in the podcast prior. you know, I've been through 4 or 5 plumbers in my house. You know, if I had one good plumber, he'd be with me for life.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have customers that I think we've earned for life already, and we've been in business a little over 2 years.
Yep.
So it just goes to show you have to have that mindset of how to take care of the customer, how to do it the right way. And that's why I feel like we are very in line with your values. And like I said in the opening statement, basically, I'm happy to be a partner with you guys.
Yeah,
no,
that's what
definitely.
makes us a great partnership.
And I don't know this, but is Appliance World a family-owned company? Is it?
Yeah, I think
It is.
so.
Yes.
So
Okay.
family started family owned and operated.
Yep.
The father and 4 sons
Oh,
are in
really?
it, but
Really?
now we transitioned to a ESOP. We're now employee owned.
Wow.
Yes, which is another like test. This like when I tell you like this is a place that like you've never experienced before. Like it's incredible. Like walking in there, it's like family.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also like our founder had 4 sons. Could have left it to his children, no
Yep.
big deal. Like
Yep.
that's you know, everyone does that. Decided, and the whole family decided like we are all a family.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Made it employee owned, and like it's one of the best career decisions I've ever made. Like one of my sales managers and good friends, John, shout out to John. He was trying to get me there for years.
Yeah.
And I was like, appliances aren't sexy. I don't want to do that. I'm kicking myself to this day that I could have been here sooner.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
incredible.
I do the same thing with a lot of things. I wish I would have done it sooner.
Yep.
We,
100%.
This happens.
Yeah.
We my wife works here. His brother works here.
Yeah.
So we're big into family.
Love that.
And I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
We want to take care. We have a little holiday thing. We have a Thanksgiving thing. You know, we do as much as we can for our employees here because we want it to be a comfortable environment for them.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm super happy to hear that, man. That's awesome.
And I
Good
think,
for you guys.
And I think one thing too that like our clients, and it's a nice like thing for us like as a salesman, because like I think you mentioned earlier, like the car like dealership.
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah.
on car dealerships, but like I have to, when I go into a car dealership, I'm like hyping myself up. I have
Of
to like
course.
I'm going into like a
Exactly.
battle.
Exactly.
So you see these clients come in, they're like, all right, like these guys are looking to get me. Like
Yeah.
they're like I have to like fight a little bit. There's eventual like turn during that like just going through the process where like they just like breathe, like their guards let down. They understand like and they see everything around like it's like a true like family like type like place. Like we're looking out for you.
I will say,
yeah, it's incredible.
every time I've walked into that place,
Yeah.
we've been greeted with open arms.
Yeah, that girl at the desk.
Deanna,
she's
shout out to Deanna.
amazing.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They,
like we've been friends. We're like family
Yeah.
to her. The
I
way
mean,
she
Deanna,
walks
Catherine,
It's the
they're
only
great.
place I know that will offer you coffee and beer at like 10 a.m.
That's it.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. Can't beat
So-
it.
It's a cool place. I love it there. And another thing I will say about the showroom specifically, I mean, the cleanliness. Every time I walk in there, I feel like I see people cleaning. It's
always.
Every day.
You can eat
Yeah.
off the floors.
You
can eat
guys
off the
must
floors
go
there.
through a lot of stainless steel.
Oh yeah, a lot of twinkle.
Yeah, Twinkle.
Free, yeah,
The
free
Twinkle's
cup for
amazing.
Twinkle there.
I
Twinkle's
love
good.
that stuff.
Twinkle's
Shout out
great.
to Twinkle,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, we got a lot of Twinkle in the showroom.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, we're always, it's appearance is key. Like we show off success. We are like we want people to walk in there and know like, oh wow, like look at this like beautiful like Sub-Zero and Wolf. Look at this beautiful Frigidaire. Like just like all these cabinetry, like all these designers that or like the manufacturers send these all teams in that create these kitchens for us because
Really?
the dream starts with us. Like your dream home starts with us. Like this is like the first step in the process. You pick your appliances and everything follows.
Well,
from
your
there.
first impression is how something looks.
Sure.
Exactly.
Before you even speak, I mean,
And
if
we
you,
always say that.
if you look like a disaster, you're probably a disaster.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that's always my kind of
Perception's
yeah.
reality.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's cool. I mean, Kep, I want to talk about how many people do you have on your team specifically? What are
In
their
service.
day-to-day duties? Does Oyster Bay have like the same thing? Are you guys all of Appliance World in your office there?
Yeah, so
okay.
the support team is located at the Huntington showroom.
Okay.
And there's 4 of us, including me.
Right.
So day to day, we would, field calls, emails. Typically, if a client calls in, we're going to try to troubleshoot the issue with them before trying to have a technician come in there. Because a lot of
Nice.
times, like what Mike was saying, it's, buying cars similar to buying appliances. And if you haven't bought appliances in a while, you might be surprised by how much has changed. A lot of new features, technology. And, it's normal for when you get these appliances, you might not know about a steam function, all these different functions. So a part of my duty of my team is to help clients understand those functionalities. They might think they're an issue, but this may just be a new function on the unit.
Right.
Another part of our job is getting clients in contact with authorized, trusted servicers such as JIC, and just make sure the client has a good experience after.
Now, do you guys go to training too, or just the salespeople?
We have a different set of training. Our training is more in terms of troubleshooting, almost like we try to be not technicians, but mini techs almost.
Yeah.
You know, someone they can
Trying to
call.
solve the easy problem.
Like a
Yeah.
triage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a triage,
Yeah.
exactly. So we'll open up the manual with the client. Hey, go to this page. If you're in front of a unit, let me walk you through it.
Yes.
So, and if the issue doesn't get resolved that way, then we'll escalate it to a servicer or a different whatever.
I mean, we
needs to be done.
get phone calls. I mean, we're fielding phone calls here, obviously, every day, and basically, a lot of servicers, they won't even talk to customers about problems. They say, nope, book an appointment.
Yep.
Yeah,
Book
they
an
don't
appointment
want
because they just want to knock on the door and collect a trip fee.
Yeah.
In the slower times of the year, I tend to be in the office more. I'm a technician, and Mike. We are the only two technicians in this company as of right now, with room to grow.
Yep.
But if one of my staff members here has a question specifically about a unit that they just don't know, or they ask me, I'll walk right over. I'll get on the phone with the customer, and if I can even save them the trip fee, I do it.
Yeah.
We're not greedy.
No,
we're
not here to screw anyone.
It's
over,
also
man.
at the same time, like, we may not have the availability to get to them for another week or so.
Yeah.
So why keep them waiting with a unit that all they had to do was clean the condenser or whatever it may be. So that's super important, to talk and be transparent with customers about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Just by doing that, I mean, you pretty much gain a customer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you know, you
like
did
in
all that
testament
for
to
them,
the team that like Kep and Brian created, like Matt, Diana, Ange, like they're incredible. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole point. Like we're trying. Like the goal is to solve that issue right there. If we can do it, like we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a headache. It's like you got to wait a couple weeks. The holidays are up now, so like the whole Thanksgiving thing was a nightmare.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Everything went to crap right
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving, so everyone was in
Always.
panic. Now Christmas and the holidays are coming up, so
Yeah.
like it's a testament to their team. Like they don't get the fun phone calls.
The weekend after
So.
Thanksgiving, we got 11 voicemails
Yeah.
on people that were like, hey, during Thanksgiving, this happened.
Everything, yeah.
I noticed that this doesn't work, because they're not using it all the time,
Yep,
yep.
So when they're really relying on it and things start going awry, then they start panicking.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you get the phone call. It's like, well, this is broken and I need it fixed like before Christmas,
Yeah.
so I need to
Or
get it
I
done.
did self clean right before the holiday. Now my oven doesn't work,
exactly.
which
Self-clean.
never do that.
Yeah, so we just found it was really important to have that after sales support because,
Yeah.
like Mike said, they come in, they're excited, and certain clients may feel like, oh, once the sale is done, the company may not want anything to do with them.
Which happens
Yeah.
quite frequently.
It does.
Yes,
So that is not a
unfortunately.
bad thought as a customer, because even
It
me,
does.
like I always tell my customers too. I go, I'm also a consumer, right? I have to buy appliances.
Yeah.
I have to, there's things that I have to negotiate with people. It's just it's not only about the service side. So I empathize with them a bit.
Yeah.
We had a customer yesterday. She was an older woman. She walked right in through the store right here. Didn't even call. She's like, I'm not calling. I'm walking there. She came right here. She lives
Love
up the
it.
road. And she's like, I need something, something fixed, whatever. And I said, listen, I'll be there in 20 minutes. I was in the office. I said, I'll just fly out there and see what's going on. She ended up buying a unit from you guys. I got an email today. She bought
Yeah.
a unit
Oh,
from
cool.
you guys. Because we,
That's great.
so that's another thing I want to kind of touch on a little bit.
Too,
Yeah, appreciate
So
it.
basically, you guys have that type of concierge service.
Yes.
What we have built now,
Yeah.
because of you,
Yeah,
really,
because of Appliance World.
is kind of a concierge as well. If we go to a unit that we have deemed irreparable, or the customer is like, I just,
I'd
what,
rather just
I
get
don't
a
want.
new
I'd
one.
rather just get a new one.
Yeah.
We now will send Appliance World information with the customer's permission
Yep.
of their name, address, phone number, etc.
Model, serial,
model,
everything.
serial, and we send it to Cap, and Cap forwards it over to you guys, and he'll say, hey, listen, JIC has this customer, XYZ. You guys call up the customer, give them a couple of options, and sometimes they don't even need to show up at the showroom.
Yeah.
Like this,
Nope.
this lady was an older lady. She knew she wanted a Bosch or whatever, and she's like, that's what I want. I don't want to change it. I said, no problem. I got the perfect people. Call up Appliance. Because, truthfully, our service area is definitely more east of you. So sometimes
Yeah.
our customers getting to Huntington is a little rough, but I know it could all be done basically virtually now.
Yeah.
Ever since COVID, that really
Yeah, everything.
summed up all those problems.
Save the trip. We can do it over the phone.
Yeah, exactly. If you know what
What
you
do you
want,
need?
at
Yeah,
least, you know.
exactly.
Absolutely.
So do you guys send like spec sheets to customers? Like if they call and say, "Hey, I'm interested in a Bosch. This is what I have." Like, can you walk me through that a little bit? What do you
Yeah,
guys do?
definitely. So like, again, qualifying, making sure, sizing, what they're working with, how old the unit is. Like dishwasher, perfect example. All those older ones were hardwired. Now
Yep.
it can't be hardwired anymore. So A lot of people aren't prepared for that in other places. They show up
put an
now.
outlet now.
Yep. Now it's an install is double now because they weren't
Do
told
your
that at first.
installers do that?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, on site. Everything's on site.
Okay.
They'll do it in one shot,
Nice.
which is nice. And then we'll just see what they liked about their old one, what they didn't like about their old one. Panel ready, stainless steel. You're looking to match the rest of the appliances. Same stainless steel finish. Let's do a pocket handle, not a bar handle, because you have a totally 3 different brands in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right.
And then from there, like, we'll send them information, send them quotes. Everything can be done over the phone. Make an appointment with us. Come into the showroom. We'll block off a time for a certain salesman or sales rep, and then we go from there.
That's
it's
awesome.
pretty easy.
Yeah, that's good.
nice.
Cap,
Trying to
do
make it
you
easy.
handle installation and
Yeah.
delivery on your end or no?
It's 2 separate things, right?
Yes, the sales would handle that. So during
Okay.
the time of purchase, if the client wanted us to install it, the salesperson would go over that. Who would be available to do the install and delivery.
How much?
okay.
I know we've been to your warehouse. It's massive.
Yeah,
We've done
it
plenty
is.
of work
Oh,
in
yeah.
the warehouse before. What is? I mean, if you had a ballpark, how much are you keeping in stock? I mean, in terms of product.
So it's thank goodness the inventory is a lot better than it once was
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
COVID. That's
Right, yeah,
awesome.
that was
So
crazy.
lead times aren't as what it once were, but our warehouse is it organized, and shout out to the routing team. Frank and his team are incredible, and the fulfillment team too.
Yeah, I've met Frank. He's a good guy.
Yeah, Frank's awesome. It's massive, and the organization they have now of like stuff that's stocked there, it's a lot. But it's constantly moving out because everyone's it's a lot easier to plan and coordinate all these like install and like delivery dates now because the fulfillment team that we have, they're like the offensive linemen.
Yeah.
You don't see them.
Yep.
And the reason, and like when you don't see them, you don't talk about them, is because they're doing their job.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like everything moves because of them, organizing and bringing everything according to plan. That's another thing too, because everyone's always worried how long can you hold my appliances? Like,
Yeah, we
what
heard
if I
that a
don't
lot.
need it?
Yeah.
And we just tell them day of sale, like, hey, give me a ballpark. If it's May, we're checking in on you in April, and then we'll plan accordingly from there. Like our team is so good at making sure that everything is according to plan or according to
Yeah,
your
that's
timeline.
good.
Yeah.
But it's the warehouse is a well-tuned operating machine. They're awesome over there.
I will say the follow-up from Appliance World is great. I mean, we get emails basically daily from Diana in your office, and she's just checking in on a service call we did and say, hey, what's the status on this? And
Yep.
and one thing that we like to pride ourselves, we have nothing to hide, right? So
No.
I will send her the full report. I'll send her our full complete report. Here it is. There's nothing to hide here. This is exactly what's going on. And I know, and we've talked about this so many other times. There's so many services out there who use pen and paper, carbon copies, and they
Yes.
literally write change gasket.
Yep.
What is that doing for me? Why are you changing the gasket? So we will put there's a
Whatever.
hole in the gasket. We're going to change it. It's covered on the manufacturer warranty. They will ship the part directly to us. Blah blah blah. Exactly whatever it is.
I've seen some servicers, they write the reports like doctor's notes.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you can't
Yep.
really understand what's
Yeah.
what was done or what's needed,
Yeah.
but the price is well written.
Right.
Oh yeah. You gotta make sure that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
So, we run into those as well. But that's why it's so important for our department
Yeah.
to get people in contact with JIC and
So-
other authorized, trusted people.
After the sale, let's say, right? Are you guys following up? Are you guys doing that? Are you guys doing who follows up with the customer
Yeah.
after the sale is done to see hey, how's it going? Because
Yeah.
we do that. So we have a system in place where we have someone that works on Saturdays, and basically all she does is follow up on our service calls for the
Yep.
week, and she just says, "How's it going? Are you satisfied? Whatever."
Make sure
and
everything's good.
Make sure everything's good, and it's. I always joke around about it. It's not really for the customer; it's for us.
Yeah,
because
basically.
we want to know that we're doing a
yeah.
good job.
Peace of mind
Yeah.
knowing
'Cause
that everything's
I couldn't tell
good.
you how many times you leave a call and you're thinking about it. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering is everything all right with that? And I'll
Yeah,
call
no.
them. We just call, But
Just to
so
make
many
sure.
services don't do that.
Sure.
No.
You're out,
but-
and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I mean, yes, sales is really, we make that like a pain point of following up, just checking in, see if everything's good. Because usually you'll hear about the bad stuff, but if it's good, you don't really know.
That's what we're talking about.
Always.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so we check in, but it's a great chance for us to, if they didn't do extended warranties during that
Yes.
time, hey, it's a good, hey, we still have our extended warranties, good value there. Because it's, again, you're even a warranty through other retailers. The best thing about our warranties is that we own our warranty.
Yep.
No third party negotiating.
Yep.
It's us making that decision. And then if even if you have a warranty through someone else, still calling a 1-800 number.
Yep.
Still waiting on hold. You're still calling the KEP team. The support team on our end. They're going to take care of it from there.
Yeah.
But we're always checking in because from that day of sale, you got me. I'm my sales team.
Yeah.
We're associated with your with your kitchen.
Yeah.
Anything you guys need, we're here for you.
Yeah.
How long of a warranty do you guys sell? What's the most
It's
and the least?
max of 5 years.
Okay.
Most of these manufacturers come with a 1 to 2 year
Yes.
manufacturer's warranty, and then we get you to 5 years total. That's what we're allowed to do for full parts and labor, because there's all those, it's like minor warranties that like doesn't cover everything.
Parts only, no
So
labor.
yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
Like cosmetic
That's
stuff's a little bit
confusing.
trickier,
Yes.
because like, you know, if it's like scratches, stuff like that, maybe not. But like we have a great standing with a lot of these manufacturers. Like we do, you know, pretty well with them. We have a great relationship. So like,
If you need to
don't want
push
to say
something through.
if we need a favor, like we
Yeah,
can make a
just give
favor
them a
happen.
call
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
it.
it's
But
you know, it's helpful.
at the end of the day, that's what this is about. Right?
Exactly.
You have to build your relationship up with the manufacturers, with the servicers, with the sales team, so we can all cohesively work together with the end result of taking care of the customer.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the
And-
end thing.
And so many times we've discussed this, Mike and I. It's such a cutthroat industry, and I don't understand why. I just can't figure it out. I don't want to do that. All right, as a business owner, as a service person, I want to get everyone to be on the same page because
we
we
all
should
gotta work
all
together at the
have
end
the
of the day.
same end goal. The end goal is
Yeah.
to take care of the customer.
There's a disconnect definitely, because like
Massive.
I can't
Massive.
count how many calls I get, and again, it's like, you know, it's different sides in the industry, but
Yeah.
because like when we qualify, like there's certain brands that may be better than others, certain
Right.
support better than others, parts and stuff like that. But like we qualify and we find out, hey, like we do like these brands a lot, but brand, you know, in tier 2 really checked more of your boxes.
Yep.
Then they get a service issue or something down the road, and service tech, and you guys don't do this, you guys are great, but like service techs every once in a while, like the client will say like, yeah, it's my service guy said it was really hard to get parts for this one, or like, oh, he's always had issues with like these compressors, like this brand as a whole, and it's like, now it's like a black eye in Appliance World, because like,
Right.
why
Yeah.
did they, you know, pitch this to me? Like, why? Like now it's like maybe they were looking out to, you know, for themselves, but like I think that disconnect of like everyone, like you said, everyone's in the same team.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we want to make sure the customer is, you know, put first. Like
Yeah.
if they're
Yes.
happy, if they win, we win.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
Exactly.
We get a lot from our customers. They always ask us like, "What's the best brand?" They always
Yeah,
say-
we get that
and you,
all
and you
the
know what we
time.
say? This is our answer. I'm not kidding you. We're like, it's hard to say. We see everything broken.
Yeah, we tell
Because
customers
we
that
do.
it's
Yeah,
hard.
Everything
Oh, yeah.
breaks.
Everything
Oh, yeah.
breaks.
The only
And
things we see are broken.
You're
so
not
it's
calling me
hard.
when your refrigerator is working seamlessly. You're calling me when it's not
Exactly.
cooling. So it's hard for me to say. And every brand, you can get a $20,000 fridge or a $2,000
Doesn't-
fridge. They
doesn't
all
matter.
break. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
And that's two things I get a lot of questions I get. Like the big one is, how are they? Like what's the repair rates? Repair rates are pretty similar across the board, I
I'm
feel
sure.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
the issue is, or like the difference maker is, what's that support on the back end? Because like we pride ourselves, and you guys pride ourselves in your customer support.
Yep.
I
So
said
like,
that on the
yeah.
last podcast. It's the service is part of your sale. Like that's part of.
Without sales, there's no
Yeah,
service. Without
exactly.
service, there's no sales. I mean, we have to work together. We have to have the same end goal. You know?
Exactly.
And that's why we fall in line. So that's, you know, it's important to our business for sure. You know, we have to keep bolstering those relationships.
Yep.
And I mean, we've been doing business with you guys, I think, I want to say for maybe 6 months or so in
Yeah.
that ballpark.
It's been great so
and
far.
It's been
Definitely.
great. I
Yeah,
know.
so
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, we
We
need more
know-
like
Really
you.
responsive whenever we reach out to you guys.
Thank
You always
you.
pick up the phone right away.
Appreciate that.
And all the clients we refer to say
Likewise.
nothing but amazing
Common
things.
values,
Yeah, thank
common
you,
goals.
man.
Yeah.
I just went to one yesterday from you guys, and she said she called you, and she said this because I think Mike called her. She left her some matches on Thanksgiving,
Yeah, I called,
and Mike
yeah.
called her, and she was so ecstatic that you actually called, even though we were closed.
Yeah,
And she called Appliance World.
I
let them
don't
know.
like leaving people
No.
hanging.
No.
And you know, yeah, we're a family business, but we're also trying to build an empire, right?
Exactly.
So I want to build that clientele, and if it means it takes 40 seconds to call a customer
Yeah.
that leaves us a voicemail on Thanksgiving,
Just
I'm
to
going
let
to do
them
it.
know.
And I literally call and say, hey, I just want to let you know we got your voicemail, and my office will reach out to you on Monday when we open, and
Yep.
they're happy with that. You know, they're like, oh wow, that's amazing. They answered the phone. That's
That
fantastic.
little touches that make a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
which I
it's
think
make the
you
difference.
guys do all the same
Yeah.
thing. It's kind of funny how we collided in this sense.
Yeah, we have a
It's
lot
like
of things
same
alike.
tree, different branch.
Exactly.
Like that thing,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What are your what's like your top seller?
So like in the luxury space, I would say like probably the most two like popular kitchen packages are a Wolf Sub-Zero Thermador.
Yeah, okay.
Like they're just, you know, good, you know, Thermador, and the Thermador is like a like innovative like value, but like also like still that luxury quality. And Wolf Sub-Zero is definitely like, you know, American made. They've been here forever, but
Yeah.
It's a staple.
yeah, staple,
Yeah.
absolutely. But like you have the Milas, you have the Vikings of the world. They're still very good. And then like that, like, you know, we do the entry level to mid tier too. Like
Right.
we
Yeah.
love Frigidaire and LG.
I think Frigidaire and LG are nice.
Incredible. Like they're like, it's a good bang for your buck, but also
Yeah.
like solid support as well. Like they'll stand behind their stuff there. Then you have like those mid-tier brands, like the premium brands, like a Bosch is great.
Yeah.
Electrolux, brands like that have been really solid. Bertazzoni, another good one. They've been a solid. Like there's like the different tiers for everybody, but like we pride ourselves in our support. We like to back brands with that support. So like if you see a vignette in our showroom, like there's a reason why. There's been a team that's been really easy to work with. So it's a good solid brand.
We are very particular on what manufacturers we do warranty work for. And there's a lot that goes into that mindset. We've seen other companies literally go down in shambles because they're paying for parts up front before they're getting reimbursed. They're looking at net 30, 60, or 90 on reimbursement. And I always say my rent's not due every 30, 60, 90. It's due every month. And I can't survive by doing that. So just to throw a couple names out there, we're big proponents of True and Perlick. Shout out True and Perlick.
Yeah, Perlick,
definitely. True is incredible.
True stands behind their product like none other. Their support is in a league of their own.
Another family owned.
Yep.
And they make a beautiful product.
They're actually going to be coming on our podcast too. We have True lined up. We have a couple of really important people in our industry that we're going to get on here.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we're kind of breaking through this barrier a little bit of the podcast and appliance realm. So we really handpick. We've had servicers, or we had manufacturers that we've negotiated service terms with, and towards the end of it, we were just like, it's just not going to work.
Our fit.
It's just not going to work. And I don't know if you guys know, but like a lot of these big companies, they don't want to pay the rates that we need to have, especially on Long Island.
Oh yeah,
it is not cheap to do business here.
No,
New York's a very difficult place to do business. Our insurance rates are through the roof. Traveling is very difficult. Like we go to the East End, we go all the way to Montauk. So
a lot a lot of people don't realize it.
You're one road in, one road out. And if Trade Parade in the middle of August, it's 2.5 hours easily. So we have to be compensated for that time. But some of these manufacturers just don't understand that.
No, they don't realize it.
And in our initial meeting when we sat down with Cap and I think it was Brian.
President.
Yeah, we talked to Brian and he's like, I know. He's like, I wish we can get them up, to pay a little more, but they don't get it basically, And it's no fault of anyone's. It's just the way. It's the nature of the beast. It's the business, and that's what I always like to say. It's the business. Mike, any other like specific questions you want to hone in? I mean, these guys have been a wealth of knowledge thus far.
Yeah, I know.
Or anything you guys want to bring up specifically?
Yeah, anything
feel
that you
free.
guys are on your mind that you want to talk about?
I mean, come down to Appliance World.
Yeah,
we're happy to take care of you.
The showroom's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we can get anything that anyone else can. We order the same stuff, but it's really the team and the support and just like
special touch.
And it's also like just like a sense of like ease too, because like when someone's doing like a kitchen, there's so many moving parts that they have to like deal with. It's like such like a relief that they realize that, hey, like you already know my contractor, my designer, you know the guy who does my cabinets. Because like when they come in, they're like, I need a hood insert. Oh yeah, no. Jim from cabinets.com, whatever it is.
Right.
Oh yeah, he for a lot of referrals.
This is his hood insert. So you're good. I got this one for you. Wait, you already know that? Like it's just one less thing for them to worry about. They have any questions on
you guys
stuff.
like reading plans? Like if they show up there with plans?
You got the plan the size of this table. It's crazy. But like it's like and that's the thing of the training too. You go anywhere else with that, like they're like they don't really know what they're looking at. Like we know what we're looking at. Like we know how venting works. We know how these appliances are in and out, like the qualifying questions of like hoods are a nightmare because people always complain about hoods. Like we do trainings just for ventilation. Like we have installers, HVAC specialists come into the showroom, do trainings for us and for our other installers, other service techs.
I'd love to be a part of that one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
We never get to see that side.
Oh yeah, we have some good teams that can do something like that.
Me and Cap have gone back a couple times, and I get a little bit of FOMO when I see you guys have like these events. I'm like, whoa, I want to be there. Like, let's go. They look pretty cool,
Yes.
The more you learn, the better.
I know a guy. We get you on the list.
I love that. That's another thing. I'd love to touch on that a little bit. So
100%.
Appliance World, they host a couple of events throughout the year for customers. I think they might even have a chef come in, or they used to have a chef come. I don't know if they're still doing that after COVID. But
pre-COVID, this was before me, but pre-COVID, I used to see it too because I used to visit my friend John that was that's been there forever, and they would have chefs that were there just just cooking on a normal day.
Right.
They also had like cooking lessons, which was cool. We're hopefully to bringing it back up. We're still waiting on, you know, like the specifics on that. COVID, like everything kind of ruined
Changed,
it.
yeah.
But we're also hosting like major events for, you know, the different, you know, organizations and like fundraisers like in our like, you know, community, which is great. So like we're a staple there. You know, events for our, you know, designers and contractors. We have events for our customers, like, you know, private sale, usually around like the May area. So, you know, tune in for that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's different.
Yeah.
Don't really say anything like it.
Yeah, we just to touch on that in terms of us, we do a Toys for Tots drive every year.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's great. We love it. And we also did a breast cancer awareness drive this year.
We try to give back as much as we can.
We do
Absolutely,
some
it's
stuff
important.
with the local schools, support like some of the teams and stuff. And you know, listen, when it comes down to dollars and cents, it's not costing you a lot of money to do this stuff, but you really could be impacting people's lives. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool to see someone in the appliance space that's doing stuff like that.
Yep.
A lot of these guys are, you know, it's and I'm not talking bad about them, but they just want to do appliances. They want to go home and they want to be done.
That's it. They don't want to do nothing.
And I
about
always
it.
joke around about Mike, but I guess I'm kind of guilty of this now myself. But he eats, sleeps, and shits appliances, and so do I. So, you know, it's kind of funny, but it's true. It's just kind of where we've come, I guess, you know. And
Every kitchen I walk into, everyone's house, I'm looking at their appliances.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Always.
Every
Watching
time
TV.
now. You
Always.
notice that?
Oh,
Every
look at
house
that.
you
So
go
that's a
to.
gagging out wall oven in
Oh,
that
wow.
show. That's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like stuff like that all the time. But it's like, it's crazy that
without mentioning
yeah.
names, any celebrity clientele?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
As do
Gotta
we.
be.
There's some cool
we do
ones that
too.
walk in every once in a while. I got
Yeah.
Starstruck a couple times. It's pretty cool. But it's nice because like they, you know, they're the super high end stuff and like
Yeah.
they're crazy homes and they're still coming here. We'll do the entry package to the movie stars. Like it does not matter. Like we're checking all those boxes.
Yeah, I feel
can
like you
help
guys
everyone.
are a good one-stop shop
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about service? Have you seen it in the last couple of years? Has it been getting better for service or down, you know?
Better in general, I would say
Yeah.
better.
Good.
Yeah.
Overall, because companies like you guys are coming into the fold,
Yeah.
and you guys in your vision on how you want to change the industry is definitely
Yeah, that's our goal.
impacting it. So
Appreciate that.
it's definitely getting better. I think it's more like when people think service or technicians or anything like that or salespeople, they always think scam. So when you come to
these
appliance,
bad people you take one bad person, gives us a bad name, and it ruins it for everyone.
yeah. So
And that's what we're trying to fix, hopefully.
Exactly, and at
gonna be
Appliance
hard.
World, we're in line with that as well. Like
Yeah.
what Mike said, you come in, start to finish, we're with you.
Yep.
After the sale's done, we're still here.
Yeah.
I'm still helping clients from 2014. You know,
It's not like, we got your money, see you later, you know?
yeah, we're here. Yeah,
That's
we're
good.
here for you. So
And that's what I mean by it costs you guys or Appliance World
Yeah.
to implement that, but it's so worth the return.
Oh, yeah.
Because
It is.
and that's what we do too. It's the same principles, so that's great. I mean, I also feel like that's a rarity now because everyone's trying to cut
It
back.
is. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
No one wants to do more.
No.
It's very rare you see people trying to go above and beyond. They want to do bare minimum or less.
Yeah.
So, I think that's why, our partnership thus far has worked out great. I'm looking forward to it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, don't forget.
Shout out to Appliance World for allowing
Yes,
these two
Appliance
gentlemen
World.
to
Thank
come.
you guys for coming. We appreciate
thank you for
it.
having
Yeah.
us.
Great conversation,
Definitely.
and I look
Go visit
forward
their
to
showroom.
getting them back on. I mean, we
Yeah.
should definitely have them back on. We'll revisit
This
this
is
and see how it goes from there. So thank you guys so much for coming on, and we
See you
will
later.
see
Thank
you on
you.
the next one. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the Just In Case podcast. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.